I know Amelia. There we go. We're up and running. Amelia doesn't mess around with her admin. Hey? So she gets things done quickly.
No.
We got you up today. I'm speaking to a couple of your other fellow Natal powerlifters over the course of the week. Looking forward to it. So, Amanda Kodus, welcome to Coffee and Conversations with Champions. It's the powerlifting edition. You're here because you're a powerlifter and you're a champion. And it's awesome to have you on the show. So we got to go, we got to give you one of those, which drives Heather mad when I do that at comp. So at least I get to do it here. So it's not so bad. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Amanda? And then how did you find powerlifting?
Oh, Nicholas, thank you so much for having me on your show today. I really appreciate the invitation.
The invitation or the threat? Sorry, Amelia threatens. Yeah.
So I actually, I come from the bodybuilding industry. So I've been bodybuilding since 2019. And unfortunately, I had to undergo a few operations, etc., and it sort of pulled me back on that career. And I've decided to step out of it and move completely into powerlifting. But before I went into bodybuilding, I had started training with a coach in Johannesburg for powerlifting, and then I was coached
names
into
if you want as well. So you can drop names and stuff and mention coaches and do
not
shout outs
drop
if you
any
want.
names.
Okay, cool.
Yes, so I recently moved to KZN from Johannesburg, and while I was training for a bodybuilding competition in a Prime Fitness or Prime Human Institution in Moses Mabhida, I met Amelia. I actually went up and I introduced myself to her. She just looked like an incredibly strong woman, and I was impressed. She was training one of her athletes, and I said, listen, whatever you guys are doing, I also want to do it like actively. And she says, absolutely, I should come through and watch the show that they were having the following weekend. And I went through, and I was just so impressed with the ladies. They were so strong, so demure about what they're doing, when in fact it's such a powerful sport. I think quite underestimated if I think about the exposure that powerlifting actually gets in South Africa. So anyway, long story short, I signed up with Amelia to coach me. I went through to my first competition at the Gauteng Classic 2 weekends ago.
Yes.
And I won my lineup, or I won my category or my division. The rest is history. We are going to essays, and I'm looking forward to representing KwaZulu-Natal, which is my home province. I'm very, very proud to be part of the team.
Oh, it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. I know we were down earlier this year to live stream the Natal Classic Provincial Champs. I think they did some equip there as well. And I mean, Amelia put on the most fantastic show. Really, she's a power lady. We're chatting to her tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. So we're looking forward to that. And by the way, I see we've got quite a few people watching, and they can drop comments as well if they'd like to, just to say hi, your words of encouragement. So let's chat about your first comp. What was that like for you? How did you find the environment, the atmosphere, the people? What was your sense at the competition?
I was extremely nervous. I do know that I am strong because I've picked that up over the years, the strength that comes with, going into a sport like this. I have the best coach in Africa. I have no doubt about that. Amelia is absolutely fantastic. And she led me into the competition. She spoke about how nervous I'm possibly going to be. And she basically coached me right into it. But as soon as I got there on the day, my first lift was squats.
Yep.
I had the weakest knees ever, and I went in on a very light weight. It was 90 kgs. because she said, we're not showing off at this one. We just need to qualify. So I'm like, okay,
Great
let's go.
advice.
So my first lift was squatting 90 kgs. I had the weakest knees. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm gonna mess this up. But yeah, we lifted it quite easily, and then from there it was just a breeze for me. I relaxed. I met some really wonderful athletes from Gauteng who also supported me. I made some good friends, and if I have to compare the two environments of powerlifting and bodybuilding, the community in powerlifting is so much more cohesive. It's so much more friendlier. Everybody wants everybody to succeed, and there's no like external real competition in the sense of we all here to qualify. We all here to do our best, and it's not a comparison of how you look, who's your coach, blah blah blah. It's a beautiful environment. I'm excited.
That you've put that so well, because it really is about the community. And the thing that I love about powerlifting and why we're doing this is the fact that we want to grow this sport. We want people to understand the value of powerlifting, the value of the community, from delayed gratification to working towards a goal, to working towards, you got provincials, you got nationals, you got the internationals now, we got World Masters taking place in Cape Town this year, which is going to be absolutely off the hook. All of these incredible, wonderful things. And I've been to a few bodybuilding comps, and I'm not very familiar with the community, but I did get a sense of the bodybuilding culture is kind of, it comes down to a pose-off or a pose-out where you're trying to push in front of someone else, and it's very me, and maybe it's who's your coach. There's an element of possibly being subjective, with where with powerlifting, I want to get stronger, so you better get stronger to beat me. So I have to get stronger.
Yes.
And sort of finding that.
Yeah.
If you were to speak to bodybuilders, because it's a great opportunity to be able to chat to you about this, if you were to talk to people about bodybuilders, maybe they weren't having the greatest time in terms of the community, and it's it's like there's certain camps, from what I understand, and again, I have very little knowledge about the bodybuilding community, but what's special about powerlifting for you?
Sure. There's a lot of specialness, if that's a word. There's a lot that's very special about powerlifting. One is you get to experience yourself on a whole new level. It's not just about your physical strength. It is about your mental strength and what you can push past the barrier in your brain. Because your body will respond. You've trained your body to respond to the lifts and everything. But on the day of competition, you need that extra 10-15%.
Oh, Amanda, it looks like we may have lost you there. The wonders and joys, ladies and gentlemen, of modern technology. Just if you do have any comments for Amanda, or if you're involved in power. Sorry, Amanda, I lost you there. Can you hear us? Amanda, are you with me? Sorry, folks, this does happen sometimes. If you're watching and you are involved in bodybuilding or in powerlifting, and you'd like to share about comment about what the community means to you, please drop it in the comments. And if you'd like to share a message with Amanda, please let us have that. We're going to give her a few minutes to see if we can get Amanda back. Otherwise, we will just try and reconnect, and then you'll look out for the interview with a V2 on it version 2 as we try and reconnect.
We have disconnected.
Yes, Amanda, can you hear me? All right. I can hear you on audio a little bit. Folks, this happens all the time. There we go. She's gone. Let's give her a few minutes to see if we can get Amanda to come back on. And let me tell you a little bit about the series, what we're doing. So here we go. Let's get Amanda back in here, see how we're doing. And there we go. Back on. You good? Cool.
Sorry, I don't know what happened there.
Okay. I think we just sort of, the network went down and we lost you a little bit. So we're back and we're all good. You were chatting about the difference between powerlifting and bodybuilding in the communities and what it means to you and what makes powerlifting so special.
So, with regards to just the mindset, with bodybuilding, it's a slow build up to show day where your body is changing as you build up onto getting onto the platform. In powerlifting, it is you're building up the strength and the power to be able to do those heavy lifts. And on the day, you need that extra 10 to 15% now. It's no longer about how you look, it's about how your mind is actually conditioned
Absolutely.
to defeat itself, if I may put it that way, because that extra 10%, that extra 5% is what's going to make you win your division. That's what's going to make you lift heavier. So if you don't have that strong mindset on the day, that's when you're actually going to fail for yourself. So you have to continuously speak to yourself, continuously motivate yourself, be in your head, and enjoy it also. It was really fun. After my second lift, I was like, oh, this is fun. Okay, let's do this. And what I liked about it is that I didn't show up just 1 minute on a stage. It was 1 minute times so many rounds. It's like, oh, hi, it's me again.
I'm back.
I'm back. So yeah, really, it's a very special sport. I think I would really like more youth to get involved in the sport. So
let's chat about that. What would you like to see for the sport?
There's so much to do with sports in South Africa and in Africa. There's so many different sports. And I feel like in the schools, we are pushing, athletics, we are pushing swimming, we're pushing water polo, we're pushing rugby, soccer. But we forget about the child that cannot play team sports. Like a child who maybe is bullied or is shy or doesn't want to put themselves out there because maybe they're obese and they feel like they can't do anything.
Or like me, no coordination. No eye-hand, couldn't play ball sports, slow reaction time. Absolutely. I've been there. I've sat on the stage during phys ed classes at school feeling terrible, but you know, that's it, 100%.
Yeah. So what happens to those kids? They end up sitting in the corner and feeling like they don't fit in. They can't keep up with the other kids. This is a sport where we can actually involve those kids who feel isolated in the sports of the school and involve them in it. And I think that if we focus on that, we can get all kids off these iPads, off social media, and not just this child who feels so isolated that they have to go and resort to social media to actually fit in and then become a social media bully or whatever. It's such a broad aspect of it. And I feel that we really, really need to start looking at these kids and finding them in the schools and bringing them into the sports. We do have juniors, we have all, they can start from 11 years old.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I think from what I'd like to bring into the sport is that, and I'm a little bit more mature, although I'm coming into the sport quite late, I'm mature about the fact that we can absolutely achieve that.
100%. Our goal with this channel and with our media production and content that we do is to get powerlifting into every single school in South Africa. There are 26,000 schools in our country. There's about 15,000 that are at a functioning level, from what I understand. And to get powerlifting in, to train and develop coaches, and you bring in that delayed gratification, that inclusion of everybody, because the rugby boys benefit from powerlifting. The hockey girls benefit from powerlifting. The water polo boys and girls benefit from powerlifting. Every sport. But the kids, like the big girls, the big boys who are ashamed perhaps of their shape and size, those are the strongest kids. Those are the ones, you got a sub-junior deadlifting more than you. It's a little embarrassing. And they've been at the gym for such a short period of time. So absolutely, it's vital for kids. I 100% hear you on that. What I wanted to ask you, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, apologies. And I just wanted to say, I think if we get our provincial sports and the municipalities involved in this kind of sport, we're actually targeting a community that is untouched in terms of development.
Yeah.
Take the sport out into, let's just say, the townships, whether it is Amlazi, for example, or Phoenix. There's so many
Amanda.
underdeveloped schools when it comes to school, to all types of sports.
Yeah.
You can get these kids off the off the corners, because generally, if they're not doing anything, they're sitting at the corner somewhere doing something wrong. And if we get involved from a social development perspective as a community and as a province, we alleviate a lot of social problems that we're currently having with kids. So powerlifting is definitely a sport that's easy to get into and easy to rope in these children, because everybody wants to be known as the strongest person. I do. I want to be known as the strongest 42-year-old in South Africa. So I'm sure there's a kid that wants to be known as the strongest 10 or 11-year-old in their school, in their province, and they walk around with their KZN or their Protea jackets, and they're proud of themselves. It's one of the sports that you can actually really easily achieve that.
100%. And it's, the setup costs are minimal because the equipment lasts forever. It's about training coaches, and it's just, it's inclusionary. And the value of powerlifting, and I've seen this through our development academy, is that when a young man is faced with an option of going out with his mates and drinking and doing drugs and causing chaos and staying up late, but he understands that if he does that, his performance in the gym is going to suffer, and his friends who aren't doing that are going to be performing better and at a higher level than him within a week or two. It's a very strong motivating factor to get them not to go out and misbehave. So it's a great way to keep them in the gym and off the street. So, Amanda, have you got us there? It looks like the technology is fighting with us again. Check this out. We can put this up while we're here. And this is one of our live streaming comments that we put up. And just for a little bit of fun, because we do currently sponsor all the live streams that we do in South Africa in terms of powerlifting. Let me tell you a little bit about while we're doing this, while we wait for Amanda to come back. This series called Our Road to SAs is something that I actually wanted to start last year. I think it's vital to showcase our athletes and their preparation and their stories as we lead into the South African National Championships. Now, what we found is it gets a little bit challenging time-wise for the athletes ahead of provincials. There's a lot of prep, but after provincials, there's the excitement and the energy that comes in about nationals, and that's why we want to be able to just chat to them. We want to share their journey. We want to share their story. We want to share their passion for powerlifting and what the sport has given them, what the community means to them, where they have grown and evolved and developed. And also with a hope to this, with the production and development of this content, they then have access, the athletes have access, and the coaches have access to being on a podcast where that content is now public, and they can share that content. They can share their story and their message with the public, and hopefully then with sponsors. And this can increase their opportunities, the potential for them getting sponsorship to go to nationals, to go to international competitions if they make it. That's ultimately the dream. And that's why we're giving our athletes the opportunity to showcase and to share their journey and their story, ultimately to grow the sport, to grow the passion of the sport, but to give our athletes and coaches exposure so that they can hopefully grow and develop connections with sponsors. And the sponsors have a place to go and say, hey, I like that video. I like this athlete's story. I like who they are. I like the energy they give off and what they stand for. And this is someone that we would, as a sponsor, like to align with and back and support. So these are the things really that we're looking to do. It looks like, unfortunately, Amanda's connection has let us down. One of the things that we tried to do was at the competitions have a booth and an interview booth. We did this very successfully a few years ago at Sun City at World Bench when we launched these series, Coffee and Conversations with Champions, the powerlifting edition. But unfortunately, at nationals and at provincial level, it's just too chaotic. There's too much happening. Whether I'm involved in the commentary and the live streaming, now taking photographs. So we felt we wanted to do this before the shows. So if you, as a powerlifter, or if you know a powerlifter that's out there that would like to share their story with us as we lead up to SA 2025 Classics, that's at the end of this month, please message us on Emmet Media Instagram account, or they can WhatsApp us on 074 403 1234. And we'd love to hear their story and share their story. So I think we're going to end it there. We didn't get to chat a lot, but I'm loving Amanda's energy, her vibe, and her passion. Love the fact that she wants to be the strongest 42-year-old in South Africa. We will make a plan, and we'll book a time to get Amanda back, perhaps with a better connection set up. Hopefully we can organize that. We're always at the mercy of networks. And we will then also, I want to ask her a couple of questions about what does it mean to her being a strong woman? More in particular, what does it mean to her being a strong woman in South Africa? Is powerlifting something that girls, ladies, women should consider very seriously as a way of getting physically stronger, emotionally stronger, mentally stronger? Because I know from myself, that's the incredible benefit that I get. And what would it mean to them? So that's what I'm looking forward to chatting with her about. Thank you for joining us. Please leave a comment. Please leave a question. We'll answer them. We love to hear from you guys. We're looking forward to having everybody join us. Let me grab the calendar because I can never remember the dates. I think 27th, Thursday the 27th of March through to Sunday the 30th of March, we'll be live streaming the 2025 South African Classic Powerlifting Championships from Potchefstroom, South Africa. Please join us there. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Instagram account, even our Facebook account. And she's back. Okay, let's grab her quickly. Don't go anywhere, guys. All right, Amanda's back.
I'm back.
All right, we got you back. Don't stress. Yep.
I live in Palito. I don't know what goes on in this very rich town, but the electricity and the water just shuts itself off randomly. So apologies.
No, not a problem. I was chatting to everybody about the story behind why we doing these conversations and just sort of what our reasoning is. What I'd like to talk to you about, and we've spoken about the kids, as a South African woman, and I love your comment, I want to be the strongest 42-year-old in South Africa, and then obviously continue that every year. Why is powerlifting so valuable for women? Why should women get physically strong? What has it given you? What does it mean to you? What is the value of sort of that incredible, powerful feeling? And I can say this because I've been fortunate over the last 2 decades to be surrounded by incredibly strong women in the sport. And it's the most inspiring thing to see, particularly when they're deadlifting and benching substantially more than you. But anyway, let's not go.
Well, I can tell you one advantage of being this strong is I'm not bullied in the weight section in the gym. The board. There's no bullying that happens there. As soon as they see me coming, they're like, oh, okay, she's here. So I think one of the main things with that point is that women are so intimidated in a male-dominated environment, whether it's in the gym, whether it's at the office, in a corporate space. We tend to shun away from our internal strengths, and that in turn puts a hindrance on our mental, emotional, and psychological strengths. And I feel that if you are physically strong, automatically, however you got to that physical strength will show you that this person is also mentally strong. They have some sort of discipline. It's not just a physical strength that they're portraying, it's the self-discipline, it's the maturity. Do I have an echo? Can you hear me?
So there may, unfortunately, have you picked up, there may be an echo. We do get an echo sometimes. If we do re-record, when we re-record again or chat to you again, if you can use headphones, because sometimes your microphone is being picked up by your speaker, and I have disabled it. And our settings, but yet we may be getting an echo, unfortunately. So I have turned it off.
Okay.
But yeah. So we may need wired headphones next time.
Should I get my earphones?
Yeah, if you've got earphones, we can grab them. That'll be fantastic.
Okay, just give me a minute.
All right, perfect.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
thanks.
Hang around. So, folks, I absolutely love this. This is the fun thing about going live and having this kind of stuff happen all the time. So we will wait for Amanda to come back. Please do me a favor. If you are hearing an echo, just drop a comment and let us know. We'd really appreciate that. Thank you for the thumbs up. We appreciate that as well. It always means a great deal to us. So sometimes we get an echo, and we have been getting it lately, and the fix that we've been told to do, we've done, but it seems to still be happening. So talking about women in particular and youth as to the value of powerlifting, what getting strong means to them, what getting stronger means to them. And the thing about physical strength, and what I've learned over the years, if you are not aware, I've been sober for 18 years now, and I've used hard physical training to help me develop the belief within myself that I needed to get through the difficult times. It's amazing where you understand that you're fighting for a weight, and that weight, if you get it up, even if you don't get it up, but you fight and you give it everything that you have, you can start to believe that you are capable of more things than you believed previously. And that's one of the incredible values of our sport. All right, Amanda looks to be back. Let's bring her back onto camera, and we'll just wait for the headphones to get connected. All right. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Can hear
Yeah,
you,
we're
but you're
back.
still connected.
Yeah.
You're
So
still
we'll see.
connected on.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
All right, we're busy connecting. Guys, thank you for sticking around. So at least everyone stayed on, so they must clearly love you. And the great stuff we're chatting about. Really looking forward now to chatting to Amanda about her preparation for South African champs, what she's looking to do. It's just a few weeks away. And this weekend as well, folks, we'll be live streaming from Barbell 1610 here in Gauteng, the South African Classic Bench Press Championships. So please do tune in for that. You'll see yours truly lifting on Saturday with the ladies, because we have another live stream event later in the day. And they've kindly allowed me to lift a little bit earlier, which is great, means a great deal. And we'll be sort of going for a gold medal. I don't think it's going to be too challenging, because I think I'm the only one in my division, which is fine. Most of the guys who are Master 2 tend to be either much lighter or a little bit heavier. And I think that's also something that we love about this incredible sport of powerlifting, is the relationship that it gives you with your body and how it enables you to develop a deeper love for what your body can do. I was out a couple of days ago and got delayed at a mall, didn't have an opportunity to eat, and had to get back to the gym to train a client. And I thought, let me just pop into the Clicks to grab a snack bar or two, which is something that I would traditionally do. And then I realized, hang on a second, I got to make weight. I'm sitting at 106 kilos. That was actually 107 kilos yesterday. I'm 106 kilos and I need to be below 105 in order to compete in my division. So I've got between now and Saturday morning to drop that weight. The thing is, that stopped me eating that bar, because I understand snack bars will make me retain a little bit of fluid, cause a little bit of inflammation, and that could be the 250 or 500 grams that stops me from being able to compete. And that's a far healthier approach to our bodies and our weight, rather than struggling and beating ourselves up and hating ourselves for our weight. When you are in powerlifting for a while, you get immersed in the community and in the lifestyle. You understand that the only weight that really matters is the weight on the bar, and the weight on the scale is there for you to decide how you want to compete and in what division you want to compete. There may be a cause for me, as an example, next year at 105 kilos, if there are stronger athletes in the 105 kilo division, but I could go down to the 93 kilo division and perform better and have a better chance of medaling, that I go down, or I may go up. And these are the fun things that you can do over the years, because it's always changing. People are coming into the sport, people are leaving the sport, and it's a wonderful way to get a very, very healthy relationship with your body. And I think that's also a fundamental difference between bodybuilding and powerlifting. When a bodybuilder steps on the stage, he may look his physical best in the art form that he's working or she's working to achieve, but physically they're incredibly weak. They're dehydrated, they've cut calories, and they're not able to perform optimally. With a powerlifter, when we step onto that platform, we are at our physical peak, and we need to ensure that if we're doing a 3-lift competition, we can be at our physical peak for 3-4 hours. You got to take into account warm-up. So if you're cutting your weight, if you're reducing your weight, you really, really have to make sure that you're coming on strong, that you're trying as much as you can to be as strong and as healthy and as optimal as possible. All right, let's see. We got Amanda back, and let's bring her back in here. She is in the green room. I'm going to add her to my right. And where are we? There we go. Okay, to the left, that's fine. Amanda, can you hear me? Waiting for Amanda. There we go. We're back. Okay, but now, we don't have you on audio, I'm afraid.
Oh my.
So it happens. Don't worry. So, so I think, Amanda, maybe what's going to be best is we're going to end the interview here. Thank you, folks, for staying with us, and we will reschedule our conversation.
Is that
You're back?
good?
Oh, we can hear you. Yeah, that's a little bit better. There we go. Can you hear us?
Nope.
All right. Can you hear me? Testing 1 2 1 2. Okay, so Amanda's struggling. I think
Can you hear me now, Nicholas?
Yes, we can hear you. We got you. Can you hear us? Guys, who's having flashbacks to the beginning of COVID and everyone in their original Zoom calls? 20 minutes of can you hear me? Can you hear me? So, folks, I think we're going to wrap it up there. And please, those of you who are following Amanda and on her socials, keep an eye out. We'll reschedule the conversation. We'll get everything set up, and we will try again to make sure that we get uninterrupted conversation with Amanda. It was absolutely great chatting to her and being able to spend time with her. We look forward to doing it again. We're very grateful for her making time for us. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Keep an eye on the Emmet Media Instagram account for updates, on our YouTube channel for these videos and the live streaming of South African Classic Bench Press Champs this Saturday. And we will be live streaming the South African Classic Powerlifting Championships at the end of March, starting Thursday, the 27th. For Emmet Media from Johannesburg, I'm Nicholas Ingle. Thank you for joining us.